So, hello everyone, welcome to BISP Solutions. In Up till now, we have seen in Oracle Fusion benefit, what is benefit, key characteristics, example of benefit, building blocks of benefit, and object creation sequence in which we have completed plan types and options. And before creating plans, we saw derive factors. If I move ahead, we saw derive factors and eligibility profile, in which we saw two types of eligibility, which is participant and dependent. Then okay, in today's sessions we are going to see life event. So before we start with the definition and the aspects of life event, let's understand what by the basics, uh, understanding what is life event. So life event is something happening in your life which by which you can understand, like if you are getting a marriage, you are if it is a marriage, or you got some promotion, then that will be a life event which will be happening in your life, right? So that is, if we go by the definition, so a life event is a change to a person or person's employment that affect benefit participation. Okay, so if there is a spouse, okay, let's say you got married, and now you are having a spouse, and there is a benefit which is uh, so, sorry, uh, if there is a life event, okay, like you got married, right, and there is a spouse now, okay, uh, and there is a benefit plan which is health insurance, in which you can add your spouse for the coverage purpose. Okay, now that event you have to specify in your like if in your benefit program, so that if certain event happen in your life, so you can select into your benefit for to get coverage for your spouse as well. Okay, for example, in life event, changes are work assignment, okay, anniversary of employment, okay, marriage, life event affect benefit processing for a worker. Okay, now let's see what are the aspects of life event. Okay, here are the types. You can see explicit, temporal, scheduled, unrestricted. And in the status, there are two status we have for life event. One is potential and other one is active. So what is explicit? So if there is any personal or work related changes, like address change, address update or promotion, if there is these changes, that will be your explicit life event. Okay, then there is temporal, which is time based. Okay, for some specific time period, like completing 6 months of employment. After that, you can get the benefit. Okay, that this is your temporal uh, life event. Then there is scheduled. Okay, so assigned event like enrollment period. Okay, then your unrestricted enrollment life event, which is enrollment changes allowed anytime. Okay, yeah, so these unrestricted means it you can change it anytime. Like for example, you can have saving plans, right? At that that can be happen anytime. Then There's your status, potential and active. Okay, potential is detected by but not yet active for enrollment. Okay, then and this becomes your potential status for the live event. Okay, and then the second one is active, which meets the criteria and allows enrollment changes. So for any life event to happen, you have to meet certain criteria, eligibility criteria, right? Let's understand each uh, aspects in detail. So explicit life event, which are defined during setup for personal or work-related changes. For example, address changes, marital status update, or assignment transfer. Okay, these are the example of explicit life event, and then there are types in which you can provide the changes, which is person change, related person change. In person change, like you can add your spouse, child, these things you can add in your person change, which is change in an employee's data, which is written, for example, marital status. Okay, then related person change, uh, changes in a dependent's data. Okay, so your spouse is your dependent, and child becoming disabled, okay, will be a dependent on you, right? And then how we will detect it. So detection is based on data updates like specific value change or custom formulas. The second life event is scheduled life event, which is assigned for specific period. Okay, in which there are two types, which is administrative type, and the second one is open enrollment. So administrative is used for major benefit changes, for example new plan introduced, which assign administrative we assign administrative life event to a person or group when the terms or conditions of a benefit plan change significantly, and participant must be allowed to re-evaluate their elections. This type of live event is also used during implementation to upload data initially. Okay, for example, uh, administrative life event includes renegotiation of contract rate or addition of new benefit. Okay, then there is your open enrollment, which is a regular enrollment period. For example, annual health benefit. The open enrollment life event determines eligibility for an enrollment period. Open enrollment period typically reoccurs on a scheduled basis, such as an annual health and welfare benefits enrollment or a quarterly saving plan enrollment. Okay, so this is all about our open enrollment. Okay, this is your regular enrollment and will be scheduled. Okay, it will recur again and again and will be happening like it can be reoccur on annually basis or quarterly basis. The third type of life event is unrestricted life event. Okay, not time dependent events such as uh, saving plan enrollment changes can be made anytime. Okay, so this is not time dependent, like you can say you can add saving plan enrollment. Okay, changes can be made anytime. Okay, there is no restriction in this specific life event. Okay, then the types are unrestricted, unrestricted, open. So unrestricted one day enrollment period that starts with each change. Then unrestricted open configurable enrollment period. So aspects of unrestricted life event. These aspects are common in both unrestricted and unrestricted open life events. Okay, a new unrestricted life event is started every time an attempt is made to alter the benefit enrollment. Any previous unrestricted life event is closed the at that time. Consequently, from the workers or benefit professional perspective, unrestricted life events have no enrollment period limitations. Unrestricted life event is started status are closed when evaluation process occur. Processing an unrestricted uh, life event with effective date that is prior to existing unrestricted events will result in the later events being backed out, but does not affect any other type of life events. Then there's your temporal life event, which will be your last life event. So, temporal life event is a predefined event triggered by time-based milestone. For example, reaching uh, a specific age, length of service, or hours worked. Detection rules prevent processing past or future event based on the setup. In which in this temporal life event will be at your basically your derived factors, which we have talked about in our previous session. So the types will be derived age, derived combination of age and length of service, derived compensation, derived hours worked and period, derived length of service, derived total percentage of full time. So these life event will be derived in the derived factors. Okay. So life events simplify benefit processing by defining when changes to enrollment are allowed. Okay. They are tailored to meet organizational needs, ensuring flexibility and compliance with policies. Okay, so this is all about life event. Let's go ahead and create a life event and have an example of that uh, into our previous example. So uh, I have one example which let's say an employee is married now, right? So life event name will be marriage, and the triggered event uh, what what will sorry what this will be triggered by what life event will be triggered. Okay, so employee will get married, so it will trigger this life event. The effective date will be, it will start right from the date when the employee get married. Okay, who will be eligible? Spouse become eligible for coverage, right? uh, for example, add add spouse to health insurance, like we have created our health insurance, and then update dependents. So let me go to the instance. Okay, so we are on to the home page. We will go to the benefit administration, and inside that plan configuration. And again, we will go to our task pane, and here Under life events, you will find the benefit life events. So let's click on that. And uh, let me click on create. Okay, let me change the session effective state to as our plan type and options state. Okay, now our name will be marriage, and the second things. So this will be your personal, right? If you want to keep the type as work or information, that life event you can create. Okay, so I'll be keeping type as personal. Okay, so there are continuing benefit type is uh, yeah, like ineligible child divorced it if uh, this benefit should be covered after the employee's death, let's say. Then you will select this death, bankruptcy of a retired employee. These things, if you want to keep the benefit continuing after any event occur, so you can do that. So if layoff, Medicare, these things, right? So let's not select for now. Occur date determination, we will select event occur date, right? So for that, we will select that. Evaluation formula, you can use again the fast formula over here. And then temporal detection rule. So do not detect past or future temporal events. Do not detect past or temporal event. Never detect this temporal event. If there is any temporal event, okay. Just now we discussed. So if there is any past event, you want to recognize that or not. Okay, that will be depending on here. Okay, timelessness evaluation. Uh, then sorry, again timelessness period rule. If there is any rule you want to provide, like prior to current year, current calendar year, or any logic you want to write in the fast formula. We don't want to do anything like that. So let's go ahead, and here you can see person change and related person change. So this life event is your explicit one, right? So personal or personal life event. So we will go to person change, select on that, and from here we will select marriage. Okay, so and the second thing we will do is related person change. Here we will select okay, there's no, so person change. Let me cross check if there is any loss of dependent, change employment, add a domestic partner. Sorry. So there is no such thing as related person. Let me make it uh, marriage only. and we will simply click on save. Okay, so this name is already in use, so we'll change the name. Let me copy this, and let's keep it in the same sheet. So this is your life event, and the name is marriage. So let me cut it and paste it over here. This is name. Okay. Okay, so we have added our life event here. For this, uh, we will only create one life event. Let's go ahead and check what mm, the previously created life marriage was. Okay, so again the same thing, which is marriage. The type is personal. Short name will be marriage, and person changes uh, marriage. Uh, j- yeah. Okay. And yeah, so the same thing was there. So we were not able to save that. So I hope this life event concept is you are able to understand what life event means. Then there there's your rates and coverages. S- Okay, so rates determines cost for purchasing benefit coverage, such as life or health insurance. Okay, so coverages benefit. The second thing is your coverages. So coverages defines monetary amounts available to enrolled participant in the events of a claim, such as for medical expenses. Okay, let's go ahead and read this uh, um, definition. So the rates usually defined. Uh, sorry. So rate usually determines an amount of monetary contribution paid by the employee, the employer, or a combination of both. Rates can also determine amounts distributed from the employers to the employees, such as uh, for tuition reimbursement. Okay, rates can be determined amounts distributed from the employers to employers. So this is basically some expenses which are uh, paid to the employees by the employers. You can understand like tuition reimbursement, these things. Then the second thing is your coverages. So coverages defines the level of benefit that a participant receives according to a benefit contract. Okay, so in this you will be defining your rates like in the medical you will get let's say uh, 10 lakhs of coverages, so that will be your coverages, right? So this is the how much amount this the participant will get, that comes under coverages. So for medical, it covers like you will be getting 10 lakhs rupees for the medical coverages, right? A variety of calculation methods for standard coverages are also delivered with the application. So there are some standard coverages which we can specify in the rates and coverages. In a bit, we will see the standard coverages. Okay, so you can specify that. Okay, the application has provided us a standard coverage as well as variable rate profiles. Okay, you can associate a variable coverage profile to adjust coverage according to applicable criteria. There is another coverage which is variable coverage profile. uh, don't worry if you are not able to understand. In the next slides we will be understanding thoroughly what the standard coverage is, variable sorry, standard rates, variable coverages, variable rates, these things we will understand. So you can also apply limits and rounding rules to the initial calculation to derive the final coverage. So yeah, you can provide rounding rules, okay, and you can provide certain limitations to the coverages. Everything you can, this application is providing to you. You don't have to do anything extra from your side. Okay, if your requirement says that, around your values, the rates, you can do that. Yeah, in the rates there are two types of rates, which is standard rates and the second one is your variable rates. So if a rate does not vary based on any factors, define the rate on the standard rate page. So if your rate is not varying, right? If it is not variable, then you can specify that into your standard rates. For example, if a dental plan rate is a flat amount of 8 per month, regardless of age and other factors, a standard rate is appropriate. So if monthly, yeah, let's say they are providing $8 per month for dental plan, okay, and it is not changing based on your age or other factors, so you can keep that into your standard rates. Okay, then there's your the second type in the rate is a variable rate profile. If a rate varies based on a factor such as say age, smoking status, or a compensation amount, create variable rate profile for each rate amount. Okay. For example, if a life insurance plan costs more uh, for a smoker than a non-smoker, you would create two variable rates profile, one for smoker and another for non-smoker. Each variable rate profile would be associated with an eligibility profile for the appropriate smoking status. So these rates, variable rates, will be attached with your eligibility profile. So it can like it can you can specify like in which criteria the specific person falls. The rate of smokers might be 10, while the rate of non-smoker might be 5. So this with this you can change the variable of the rate. Okay. Okay. So uh, if rate varies based on multiple factors such as age and smoking status. Use the same logic to create a variable rate profile associated with profile eligibility profile for each set of factors affecting the rates as shown here. So age is less than 25 and person is non-smoker. The age is less than 25 and person is smoker, and so on. So we create the variable profile first, then add them to the standard rates. Okay. Now there's your variable coverage profile. Okay, we have already discussed what is coverage, and now we will discuss about variable coverage profile. So the purpose of a variable coverage profile is it allows coverage amount to vary based on business requirement. Okay. Uh, the definition, the it requires eligibility profile which defines criteria such as age, length of service or compensation. So wherever you see the variable like variables rate, variable coverage rate profile, variable coverage profile, for that specific task you need eligibility profile. Okay. Optionally, you can attach derived factors to further refine eligibility criteria. So if there is uh, you want to specify your factors by yourself, you can you can also attach derived factor as well into the eligibility profile. The usage, variable coverage profiles are attached to coverage amount similar to how variable rate profiles are linked to rates. These profile ensures that the calculated coverage adjusts dynamically based on the defined factor. Okay, so we have created our live event. Now let's go ahead and yeah, so let's navigate again to the rates and coverages. So it will be again in the benefit administration, and inside that you will find the option plan configuration, and there are three tabs at the top. You can see programs and plans, rates and coverages. So we'll move to rates and coverages, and here you can see standard rates, variable rates profile, coverages, variable coverages profile. We have just talked about these things. So since we are uh, creating for the insurance, health insurance, we'll go ahead and create a coverage. Okay, so let me click on add and participant. We'll add participant coverage, and now we need to specify our plan name, which is health insurance 01, health insurance 01, and let me participant and spouse. Spouse coverage, and this is what type of coverage it is. It is coverage itself. And if there is any determination rules like if you want any standard values, so yeah, let's keep a flat amount. Okay, so we want the coverage to be uh, let's make it 10,000. Okay, if there is any variable profile. Okay, so age reduction is mm, yeah, we didn't created any variable coverage profile. So yeah, just I want to show you that age reduction 65% after uh 70. Okay, so yeah, so these things I don't know what it means. So dependent care, FSA employer only. So for that, yeah, here you can provide your coverage profile, variable coverage profile, sorry. uh, Let me copy this name, copy, and now we will save it. Actually we need to change this as well. Yeah, let me try to change this date as well, and I'll click on save. Click on update, and yeah, now we cannot change the start date. So no worries. Let me copy it again. I'll delete this coverage. Let's create it again. Very quickly we'll create 20 coverage name. Our plan is health insurance plan 01. Again, the type is coverage, and let's keep it flat amount of 10,000. Okay, and units of measure will be money. Okay, well, let's attach the option as a. Okay, again you can add a variable fast formula over here. So let me click on save, and save and close. Before that, we need to add it over here. So this is our coverage, and the name is participant, and spouse coverage. Okay, so let me click on save and close. And I just want to show you the standard rate as well. And please notice you haven't seen in the coverage and in the, yeah, standard rates. In the standard rates as well, you will not find eligibility profile option. Okay, you can write your logic into the fast formula and attach it over here, but you will not find the eligibility profile over here. So the same thing, the rate name and plan name, whatever you need to attach it over here. Then options, once you select the plan name, you will get your options over here. And type of activity type, you will, yeah, you can select, you have multiple activity type over here. Unit of measure, again, the yeah, you can select percentage, what percentage, uh, if you're like, yeah, in the medical coverage you will only cover 50% of the expenses, then you can select percentage, or else you will select money. Yeah, processing information, everything you have it over here. Annual rates, what with which this annual rate will be increasing. So you can specify that over here. So you have many options for that. Standard rates. So once I go to variable rates profile, and if I click on create, uh, if I scroll down, mm, here you can see eligibility profile. So you can create eligibility profile with different rates, okay, and then you can attach it to your uh, to the enrollment of the person, okay. So yeah, so you can also define the rate frequency, status, okay, pending, active, flat amount, whatever. There are many options you can do that. I just want to show you that the standard rates coverages don't have a eligibility profile, and variable rates profile, variable coverage profile have eligibility profile, so that you can specify who are eligible for that purpose. We have just talked an example of the smoker and non-smoker, and the multiple variables you can create as for the age. If the person is of age 25, then it will be getting different rates, okay. If the person, let's say they are supposed to be in between 26 to 40, the person is smoker, non-smoker, depending on the person type, you will be having different rates. So yeah, that's all. Okay, so this is all for this session. We have covered life event and rates and coverages. Very important for the benefits, which is rates and coverages. Okay, it is not necessary to define rates and coverages. Benefits are not always about monetary the benefit. Okay, so yeah, it is, but most of the time benefits are monetary, so you can specify your rates coverages over here. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you for watching the session, and if you have any queries, feel free to drop your comment, and I'll try to resolve the issue in the next session. Thank you for watching the session.